Hi everybody, and it's really nice to be spending time with you. Christmas and New Year is over, and we're now heading into the new year. For some of us, and this is particularly for people in my home country, Australia, it's a really difficult time, and it's been a disastrous Christmas. And my heart just goes out to everybody who is suffering or knows someone who's suffering, and I think it's true to say that the entire country is suffering at the moment. It's a crisis, um, unlike any we've faced in a very long time. So I'm sending as much love and as much positive energy as I can uh, to everybody in my hometown and in my home country. Okay. So here we are at the beginning, and it's going to be a very interesting time for us coming up on the 10th, because we have the full moon lunar eclipse. So we had just on the 26th the new moon solar eclipse. Now we're having on the 10th the full moon lunar eclipse, and the full moon lunar eclipse is in Cancer. The new moon solar eclipse was in Capricorn, and it is on that Cancer-Capricorn axis. That's what I was talking to you about, and it continues on that. And that's the major news that's going to be happening for us. We have the full moon lunar eclipse. It's a penumbra, which is, don't worry about what that means. What that actually means is the moon, the sun, and the earth are all in a straight line. And it's going to be a spectacular full moon for those who want to go out and watch. And we do know that the full moon is an interesting time for all of us, because the full moon highlights aspects and opens up aspects, and it is the opening up aspect that is very much part of this full moon and this lunar eclipse. Now, what's interesting about this is that the full moon is at 20 degrees 0 minutes at Cancer, and it's opposite the sun, and the sun is at 20 degrees 00 minutes at Capricorn. Now 20 is the number 2, and in numerology that's partnerships and relationships, and it's harmony. And that's been a major theme of the eclipses and the retreats that the retrogrades that we were having for the last 6 months leading up to this. So this is another major aspect that's going to be looking at our partnerships and our relationships and the harmony within those. The other interesting thing about it being at 00 minutes is that 0, and I spoke about this a long time, 0 was the last number discovered, or the last number to be given or recognized as being important, the 0. And what we're looking at, it's neither a beginning or an ending. It's in that middle cusp. So there's a lot of freedom for us to determine the way that we want to go and the way that we want to move ahead with this full moon, which is going to be very illuminating for us. And remember, Cancer is all about intuition, and Capricorn is all very earthy, about routine and regulations and administration. So there's this tension that we're going to see repeating out. Now, some people are putting this full moon up as a major tension point globally. I don't see it as that big a tension point globally, but I have to say it is the possibility for tempers to be a little bit frayed, because frayed as in being put under pressure, and a little bit short, because we are under a lot of pressure. And if people have been ignoring all the messages that we've been gearing up for, you can expect more of this to be happening. Christmas and New Year is quite a tense time anyway. In Australia, put on top of this these enormous bushfires, and there's a lot of this feeling of hopelessness happening at the same time as well, this swell of hopelessness. So But this is not a full moon of hopelessness. This is a full moon of illumination, of going forward, and it's about forming partnerships and reaffirming relationships and building harmony. And this is at the cusp of it. And it's also about creating harmony between the intuition, softer side of us and this harder way we are living on the earth side of us. So it's all about and harmony. Now, of course, to reach harmony, sometimes we need to go through some tensions, or we need to recognize that there are tensions so that we can address them to create the harmony. But it's not necessarily about creating tension, but it is going to highlight where tension exists, if any of that kind of makes sense for us. So it's an interesting time. The nice thing also on the 10th is Uranus turns direct in Taurus, which is the bull. This Uranus, as we know, is where it's where it brings you great gifts, but these gifts may not be your interpretation or understanding of what you need. It's the big surpriser that comes in a little bit out of the blue and says, hey, here we are, because it likes to shake things up. So it is stationary because it is going direct. Before something can go direct, it's like we're in reverse. Normally after we come out of reverse, we normally have to stop and then change gears and go forward. Planets are just like that. So this is called stationary. So it is quite full and will be quite illuminating, but it's going to, in the next week, after it starts to go direct, the next 2 weeks, we're going to see this manifesting itself up in major shifts and unexpected shifts. So things that had been stuck before are now going to be opened up and moved. And the Uranus turning direct with this full moon lunar eclipse is one of these things that's going to highlight aspects, and these things that's going to highlight are the things we're going to make choices about, taking it forward or really letting go of it. Now, if we've done the work, we're ready for this. Most of you, if you've been listening with me, you've been coming along with me, you've been doing everything I've asked you to do, so we're ready. So we're going to be able to move forward with this, and this is going to be absolutely fantastic. Now, interestingly enough, on the 12th, we've got Saturn conjunct Pluto, and Pluto is also being activated with this full moon as well. Pluto is the great revealer, so it's quite a time, right? So we've got a full moon, which is going to be followed by Uranus, which is going to be full of surprises, and then we've got the eclipse, and then we've got the Saturn, which is about our work, our habits, our routines, conjunct with Pluto, the great revealer. Now, I spoke earlier about the new moon in solar eclipse in Capricorn, which was going to show us our limitations. And the nice thing about being shown the limitations, because another way to look at limitations is, this is as far as I need to go. That's what a limitation is. This is as far as I need to go in this. I can now stop this, and I can refocus, and I can go with something else. That's the beauty of a limitation. It's not saying, oh, you're not good enough, or you haven't done enough, or you'll never be able to get there. It's saying, no, you can stop now. You've reached it. Right now, this is as far as you need to go. So stop, breathe, take time, refocus, go with something else. So again, this great revealer is going to be showing us some opportunities and working with Uranus, so there's going to be some big surprises perhaps in these opportunities. Or more importantly, these opportunities are going to take the form of something we weren't quite expecting. And this brings me into what I think I'm seeing a 2020 as. 2020 for me is about mastery versus control. It's about letting things show themselves and letting things take their natural progress, their natural process, the natural form, and having absolute confidence in our ability to work with that and to go with that. That's mastery. Control is when we're operating from fear and we're holding everything tight. So these two eclipses that are coming back to back in terms of new moon, full moon, are really going to be showing us those areas where we're holding on too tight. Because this is not a year of holding on to everything too tightly. This is a year of exploration and allowing things to take form, because we've had a lot of work that we've been doing. And we have, I mean, I don't know about you, I was exhausted come the end of this, of last year, and I really needed to have some big sleep-ins. And I took that opportunity because I needed it. This was not, gee, a sleep-in is a luxury. This is, no, I need to sleep. This is essential. I'm not functioning if I don't get that sleep. So now we should start to feel a little bit more energized and not feeling that need to really take the time out to let the work that's been done on the physical plane catching up with the work that's been done on the spiritual, energetic plane. Now is the opportunity for us to start having and seeing inspiration, getting inspiration for the physical plane. All right, that should start to be coming in, and it's going to be again another refocusing of us. Things have to go, and some things have to come in. And we're thinking, that's fantastic, right? Yeah, bang, 13th, Venus is going to enter Pisces. Now, Venus is really, really close to the Earth at the moment, so you can see her quite clearly in the night sky. Venus, the planet of value and love, goes into the Pisces, which is both harmony and both sides coming into play. And we've got the major numerology of the 20 for the full moon lunar eclipse. There's a 20 in Cancer, and there's a 20 for the sun. The moon is 20 degrees in Cancer and the sun is 20 degrees in Capricorn, and they're in an immediate line with the Earth. So this is really about partnerships and relationships and harmony. And I'm going to go out on a limb for the first time and say this is also going to be a good time for Amor. This is partnerships of every level. This is partnerships in terms of soul partnerships. This is partnerships in terms of people we want to work with. This is partnerships for people coming in and just triggering in us a learning point and then moving out really quickly. So all of our partnerships are going to be really coming together very nicely, and a lot of the partnerships that we're going to be setting up and establishing and connecting with are going to be long-term for us, because remember, this is looking long-term. Capricorn, this Cancer Capricorn line, it's a 10-year cycle. So it's going to be quite fascinating to see what comes in terms of our relationships. And when we talk about relationships and Venus, please also remember that we're talking about relationship with self, particularly given that we've had that solar eclipse. That solar eclipse will be active for 6 months. This lunar eclipse is going to be active for a good 3 months, if not even stretch 6 months, because it's going to be working in conjunction with the solar eclipse. So we're really talking about setting us up very, very nicely. So some of us would have had a lot of work coming in and starting. For some of you, it's going to be a bit slower. To get a really good grip on this, you need to see where Capricorn is in your natal chart and where Cancer is in your natal chart, and go in and have a look, and that will tell you the specific areas where you can expect to see the most change. But it's very much a building cycle. And there will be some tensions that come up, but like I said before, these tensions, because it's about the full moon highlighting things, Pluto, the great unveiler, and Uranus, all full of these sudden moves and breaks. This is so we can move forward. Because in many places we're at an impasse, people are stuck, people are very entrenched, they don't know how to go forward. This is a breakthrough time where we're getting pushed to a crunch, and it's about, no, we need to change something fundamentally so we can take things forward, because we can see how absolutely destructive it is if we stay stuck in these old habits and beliefs and paradigms that have kept us stuck for so long. It's finished now. We need to move forward. And when you don't move forward, when people haven't moved forward, that's when you get these tensions. And the tensions are all to bring us to breaking point so we can have a breakthrough. It's like the tower. We have to completely take this and destroy this so that people can wake up to themselves and wake up to what's happening and make a decision to move forward. So we should be able to see that. And then last but not least, on the 16th, Mercury, the planet of communication, is going into Aquarius, which is the planet of hard truths, and the planet of lateral thinking and breakthrough thinking. So you can see that this is all being aided for us to have a major breakthrough in how we are really thinking about ourselves, thinking about our partnerships, thinking about our life, thinking about how we're living our life, and definitely having a think about where aspects of ourselves on this physical plane are out of harmony. That's a lot. But don't worry, I'm here with you. You need any help at all, you know where I am. You can contact me via my Facebook, which is Emerald Blue Phoenix, or you can get hold of me at mysticemeraldbluephoenix.com. I'll leave a little bit of that behind. You can even leave a note in the comments section, and then I can get in contact with you if that's probably the easiest way, and I could just respond to that for you. Okay. Now, I'm hoping that this is going to be a great year. I'm hoping it's a year of mastery for all of us, and that we stop fighting and pushing against things that are there to move us forward and are designed for us to have the best life possible. Take great care, and I will be back with the tarot to go with the personal astrology. Okay, bye-bye.